Welcome to a finished game experience of Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, using the new Tau expansion. Let all kneel before the Fire Caste. The Tau add a lot of Overwatch and defensive fighting to the game, something that's quite refreshing considering the offenses of the Tyranids and Chaos that came before them. Their builder drones can not only construct cities, but they can also heal any unit for 8 hit points, which is quite powerful for a construction unit. We are going to be going for infantry and heroes in this game. To build on to what I was talking about with really good Overwatch, as you can see, the supporting fire gives our fire warriors and other units that can participate a 20% attack bonus. That's a lot of extra damage. Tau have a lot of strong early game abilities, such as snagging Crute Hounds for the cost of influence or vested stingwings. They can also reduce the morale of an enemy unit down to 0. But the ability I think I've come to love the most is their Marker Light, which basically takes away any range damage reduction an enemy has. This makes them so strong in the early game when you're fighting in forests and Imperial ruins, and a lot of your damage is being taken away by the terrain. I'm grabbing photon grenades so that we can inflict blind with all of our infantry for a turn. This will increase our survivability, plus it's a free action to use it. The Ethereal is one of my favorite heroes here for the Tau. Even though he can't do much damage, he makes everyone else inflict a lot more damage by giving 17% more attacks inflicted, and he can also heal. So good. So just as I was saying, here we go, here's the Ethereal's abilities. He can give damage reduction straight off the bat to everybody. He gives 17% more attacks, and he can also heal. The bonus of these abilities is they affect every hex around him, so you can buff up to like 5 units. Let's get some builder drones so that we can expand faster here. So now that we've gotten gun drones and blind grenades, you're going to see some really strong early game powers here. Check this out. So we just got some free troops, the vested stingwings, we converted them. So yeah, now we're just wrecking everybody up. We go up, attack, and then we can deploy gun drones as a free action. This is going to give us a lot of extra firepower. Not only that, they can soak up a lot of extra damage and block key lanes for you. So this is amazing stuff that only the Tau can do. I'm going to go ahead and research the Tau Commander. He's going to come into play more towards the middle of the game, but he is extremely good. The Cadre Fireblade is a support hero that you start with. His volley fire effect gives everyone anywhere from 25 to 75% more ranged attacks. So he'll create a very strong line of Overwatch or fire lines. So don't move those units and they'll be able to take advantage of it. His other abilities are okay. I think the best one is the break morale ability. That one's pretty strong. The Tau are able to deal with Castellans and other vehicles effectively with EMP grenades. They do a lot of damage to vehicles. I'm hitting a point where my economy is deeply suffering. We need a second city, especially one that'll generate influence. So luckily we spotted a site that's pretty close to us. Let's grab it. Alright, researching Crisis Battlesuits here. It's a very strong anti-infantry unit. And I'll go ahead and grab some increased range damage for us. And as we're busy shoring up our forces, a lot of research time passes, so we're going to get some extra infantry armor. So we're entering the middle of the game at this point. We have a main army of fire warriors surrounded by our ethereal that gives them extra attacks and heals them. So we're moving smoothly. So here is an example of Tau Overwatch excellence. Notice that we're going to be able to beat everybody back here pretty effectively. Alright everybody, let's kill those space flies. So those space flies have a range damage reduction ability. You can actually take that away with Marker Light. So, and just, roast them down. It's pretty awesome. And here is our Pathfinder unit, which are awesome scouts. They can actually give us all sorts of drones. We're going to use the recon drones, and those can actually give us a free scout. So the Pathfinders get a scout ability, and the drones get a free scout. And this allows us to find pink and see that Castellan hiding in that forest. So we're going to move up carefully to deal with these guys. In the meantime, we have a commander that we've produced, and I'm going to go outfit him at the monkey store. And I always like to get the concealed weapon system and the endurance implant for the basic stuff. Concealed weapon system is 25% more attacks, and endurance system is 1 more movement point. So just more of all the best things that you want from your units. Let's see here. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. He has a lot of damage, a lot of attacks now. He can beat the crap out of this Catachin, especially with a little help from our city. So let's take the offensive to Pink. See what they have in that forest. They definitely had a fair amount waiting for us. Vehicles, and there's even a Castellan in there too that makes me pretty concerned. While we're fighting, I upgrade our rail and burst weapons. And here's the second turn offensive against Pink. We do a lot of the marker lighting to take out their cover and then just destroy them. And then our Cadre Fireblade gives us some abilities to deal morale damage to their units. So they're taking more damage, dealing less damage. And the Ethereal really steps up the game. And thanks to a little help from the Castellan, we actually dismantle their army pretty effectively. Yeah. And we take out the Castellan by using an EMP grenade on him. Check this out. So Pathfinders, if you overcharge their weapon, they can actually one-shot an enslaver group. Check out how much damage this does. 34 points. Holy crap. So we just unlocked something pretty damn powerful. The Ethereal's level 6 ability Zephyr's Grace gives +1 action point and +1 action point maximum to everyone around him. That's insane. Okay, time to fight some orcs. That looks like they're to the left-hand side of Pink, the Astra Militarum. So, I decided to engage the orcs and see kind of what their army strength is. I do some gun drones, and then I line up all my fire warriors to be around my Cadre Fireblade. And their Overwatch pretty much is going to scare the crap out of them. Oh yeah, the orcs definitely fear the Overwatch machine. We cripple them with a few good shots and have a whole backlog of fire waiting for them. Come and get it. So yeah, with the orcs running away, we just tear them apart. They're so disorganized, we just mow down a bunch of heroes here and collect a good amount of experience. Alright, so here's our new badass XV8 Crisis battle suits. Those things are great. Look at that. That flamer ignores cover, no escape, and it's a template weapon. Plus the missile pods actually do some decent damage against everything. So they also have the supporting fire ability, so they have really good Overwatch strength. Let's rock and roll with them. The ability to bolster your army in the middle of battle with the Tau is awesome. Spend a little influence, get some of those vicious dogs that can move through cover. So at this point, I decided to move our forces onto Pink. We need to take somebody out and get more resources. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and research vectored retro thrusters because it allows us to move through enemy zones of control uninhibited. Okay, let's move in. We'll put our drones out there first and kind of scout and see what forces they have. Astra Militarum has the most numerous forces and also the most range. Their cities also sprawl the biggest as well. In fact, I think most people agree that Astra Militarum is the hardest AI to face in this game. But I'd be willing to bet that a Tau AI would give us a run for our money. Well, alright, let's see the absolute devastating power of using Zephyr's Grace on the AI. We're going to move in, take out a few of their units, of course, but our commander will give us all better accuracy. And then the Ethereal himself will give everybody that Zephyr's Grace, and then they can just unload. Oh yeah, beautiful. There we go. Okay, so they're all loaded and firing twice a turn. Look at that damage. Then he's just like, heal up everybody. Boom. And down it falls. So after that, we're just going to mop up Pink resistance at this point. Yeah, I mean, they had some heavy weapons crews, but nothing really super strong. No big waves of Ogrins, no tanks. Like, tanks really would have made me, think twice, because I don't really have too much anti-armor. They just had a bunch of infantry, which I can easily counter. Alright, and there goes their main city, down the drain. Well, after the destruction of Pink, we go ahead and get access to Tier 8 research, which I think we definitely need the XV-88 broadside. That's pretty much the best infantry we can afford. They have a range of 3. They're really good. Well, with Pink down, let's go ahead and move in on Yellow. And I kind of overextend myself here. So what I'd go ahead and do is move up my infantry into kind of like an overwatch line, and then I deploy some drones to do some very valuable blocking for us. That'll stop like their war boss from getting into too much trouble with us, along with those killer cans. Those can be brutal. So let's check out Yellow's retaliation. Yes, the drones worked out perfectly. Our commander is safe. And now I think it's time to cream Yellow using Zephyr's Grace from our Ethereal. We have a perfect little firing line set up, so we'll just buff everybody up and then, man, just move in and destroy. And here's how Yellow retaliates after that. Just some light work here on our units, no problem. Okay, so here we go with Yellow. I think this is it. Their army's going to be broken. And then we'll be able to take on all their cities. Alright. One orc city goes down. Followed by another orc city. Alright, their final city is completely defenseless at this point. We've taken away all their armies. We just move up to surround it, and here it goes. It has a lot of health, but other than that, I think it's game time for the orcs. Marker lights actually work on cities as well, because they have their own 33% range damage reduction. So we use that a few times, and then just blow it up. You can even use EMP grenades on them. I thought that was funny. You're going down, orcs. Deep into another dimension. So I start exploring to the south, and it doesn't take too long, and we find the purple Astra Militarum. Let's keep going. Purple has a nice-sized army coming up to the north to meet me. I don't know how they knew I was here, but whatever. We use the similar strategy. Our crisis suits will go in, and their flamethrowers just devastate infantry, lower their morale a bunch. And then we're going to create drones to go ahead and block off their Ogrins and their Tempestus Scions. So they're not going to be able to retaliate that well. It's kind of the same strategy we used to defeat the Orcs' main army. And here we are, we're just going to rip and tear through these guys until it's done. The flamethrowers on the crisis suits is just so devastating against IG. And here's Purple's retaliation, but it's just completely ineffective. So eventually we destroy their army all the way back to their cities. And our commanders just use Circle of Blades, which increases accuracy by 30%, and then the other one, which increases our damage by 60% against units that have less than 50% health. So it's just so bad against these Ogrins here. And I think their city is going to be pretty easy pickings, although it seems like they might have a lot of them down here. Okay, here we are. right in the middle of the IG cities here. So, our commanders and our crisis battlesuits are pretty much up on the front lines. We have builder drones behind them healing, and then our infantry is using marker lights to take away everyone's range damage reduction that matters. So, everything's just going down. And here comes our broadside suits at the very end of the game, range 3. And we go ahead and use the marker light to take away range damage reduction, and then start blowing it up. Oh yeah, we break its morale so it takes increased damage. Those things are good. They're really the finishing piece of an infantry army for the Tau. Alright, let's burn this city block down. Astracus Greyfax is no more. And here's their last city. They had no army that could stand up to us. So, victory is ours. Victory for the Fire Caste. Well, there we are again. Another good game of Warhammer Gladius with the Tau expansion. I gotta say, the Tau additions of strong early game advantage are welcome. And their range, along with their ability to recruit some of the neutrals, makes them feel more organic, like they're a part of the game. Even more so than some of the other factions. I definitely think they're the strongest faction right now. Besides, I don't know, I think they're the strongest, yeah. Their ability to start off converting the neutrals, to take away range damage reduction, to have like one of the best anti-infantry units in the game. With the flamethrower is super good against Necrons. So I really have to say they're so damn good. And I like their new mechanics. The ability to customize your battle suits. That was really neat and unique. Yeah, good stuff. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far. And I will see you guys all on the next Finished Game Experiences.